Movement is the thing that'll make the weight move. You got to get out and do that cardio. Here in my shed with my treadmill. Day 3 of the road to 1K/live. Follow along. Share with somebody who's tired of starting on Monday. I think one of the biggest things that you can do when you decide that you're going on a weight loss journey is to decide who you want to change into. You have the ability to redesign your avatar, build yourself an alter ego. That's what Cray is. Cray is my alter ego. It's my avatar. I decided that I wanted to put other aspects of my special into different areas as I entered this stages of my life. And I'm glad I did. I used the intelligence, obviously, to research everything I needed to do. Looked at personal stories, looked at my own personal stories, looked at how I wanted to live my life, and started moving in that direction. Weight loss is a journey that changes more than just the scale. You will become a different person. It's just part of the process. Your acceptance for average goes down, your standards rise, your level of self-respect and self-health increases. It's not something that, happens overnight or happens in the first 6 months. A lot of this stuff can take years. Obviously, the weight and the strength and all that, that's 6 months to a year in order to get most of that down. And then it's just a game of managing what you want to manage in your diet, looking at your physique and changing aspects of your physique. But it's almost all a new person. So choose an alter ego. Choose who you want to be. Redesign your special. Put the points where you want the points to be, because this is something that you can adjust as you go through, and you will. But a weight loss journey it's a journey of personal discovery, personal growth. You just come to realize that you're treating yourself better, so therefore you treat others better. You have less tolerance for, not weakness, but people who can see the reward of the effort that you put in. And there's a lot of times too when you're on a weight loss journey that you think you're not progressing, and we often tend to think of progression when we're losing weight as a scale progression. You want to keep seeing that number go down. And often you grow in ways that are more beneficial than losing weight. Obviously, at this age, in your 50s, you get the muscle mass improvements, you get the bone density improvements. Those are super important for maintaining a healthy, durable life into your 60s, 70s, and 80s. But your mindset and your outlook on life, your outlook on yourself, a lot of that changes. And a lot of it changes for the better. You just realize that you're doing all of these things for your own betterment. And that's what you become more and more focused on. It's becoming a better person. And weight loss isn't just about moving the scale. It's about changing your shape. It's about realizing how connected your physical body and your mental body are. Physical movement improves your brain capacity. It actually is scientifically proven to do so. And you just feel better because obviously you're releasing all of those chemicals on a regular basis. You have the discipline or drive to keep pushing forward on the things that you want to achieve. When you eliminate the noise and reduce the fluff, you just realize how much more time you have. And it's just time you put into other things. But you're not so scattered. You're much more focused. You have purpose, intent. It's something that allows you to really manage other parts of your life. And exercise it's an important part of a weight loss journey. It's one of the 3 pillars. Anybody will tell you so. But it's not a grind. Honestly, for between my cardio and working out, I might spend 8 hours a week. And that is also only 3 hours a week in the gym. I managed to get between, 8 and 15,000 steps. I do cardio here and then when I'm out and about, but it's just part of my life. I mean, I wake up early enough that I can get it all done if I want, but I prefer to have that time with my partner, with myself, just to wake up to the day, enjoy my first glass of water, enjoy my first coffee, pet the cat. You got to have a cat. But yeah, cheat code to weight loss, build an avatar, redesign who you want to be. That's all you got to do. You think about the physical attributes, the mental attributes you want, start exploring everything that you need in order to get that accomplished. The basics are all the same. The protein, the fat, the carbs, the food, all that information is the same. Everybody knows it. 3 pillars: exercise, movement, nutrition, and recovery. But the further you go down this road, the easier it gets. It just becomes more automatic. And building systems in your life for a journey like this is super beneficial. It allows you to save a lot more time. It realizes where you need to focus your time. And it makes you aware of how much time you actually had. But the mental game is incredible. And that's, I totally recommend exploring TRT. If you're over 45, 50, don't do the research. Talk to your doctor if you want, or go straight to a clinic. They're all managed by doctors, like here in Canada, they're all medical professionals. But the energy increase, the mood increase, the decrease in stress, cortisol, obviously the physical increase. You still have to do all the work, but it's another tool in the chest of life. I would totally recommend it, both men and women. Go get your blood work done, put the work in, get it done again, 3 months, see what the difference is. Usually in your 50s, you're not going to see much of a test improvement. If you're overweight, like I was, you're going to have pretty high estrogen, which is going to skew your results. But yeah, get on the sauce, man. I'm telling you, it's done me a world of good. And I'm on a low dose. Like, I'm not even cruising. And that's all I need to keep my mental mood where I want it, keep my physical capacity where I want it, and just my general outlook. It's crazy. Like, it is so crazy. Definitely worth exploring. The benefits, they're impressive, especially at this age. And that's what this is about. It's about staying in the game, It's about making sure that as we go into our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, that we're still fit, we're still capable, we have durable bodies, we're not dependent, we're independent. And those are some of the most important things. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I want you to do it. It's a lot of work, there's no doubt, but everything is a lot of work. But the work you put in is the work you get out. So understanding that if you half-ass this, you're going to get half-ass results. You'll still get results, but what could take a year might take 2. What could take 6 months might take a year. So understanding how to approach your weight loss journey is one of the biggest pre-steps that you can take. And movement and exercise are the number one thing that you should focus on in the first month. After that, just, keep your diet the same. Whatever you eat, keep it the same. Whatever you sleep schedule, keep it the same. But in the first month, focus on building movement every day into your routine, and focus on getting exercise at least 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be an hour, 15, 20 minutes, body weight, resistance, strength training, because your body needs resistance training in order to build muscle and to increase your bone density. And at this age, those are the 2 big things that you should be worried about. Month 2, focus on getting more protein. Make sure that you're increasing your protein intake per meal, or a couple of times a day. Add a chicken breast to a few meals, a couple more eggs in the morning, that kind of stuff. Start researching proteins. Keep your exercise and everything together. Obviously, you will maybe be having some sleep concerns, so look at your sleep schedule. But again, just maintain what you're capable of maintaining and focus on the movement and the protein. Month 3, you should definitely be looking at tracking your food through an food app, and maybe using a food scale. A food app is a lot easier. It does work well in conjunction with a food scale. I use both. And that should be the 3-month focus. So we're 90 days in. We should have our daily exercise in, our daily cardio, down, 10 minutes, half hour, whatever. 3 times a week, we should be trying to get to the gym or doing some sort of strength training, resistance training, even body weight at this point is still good. And we should be getting our diet all in line. Getting a food tracking app, most of them have picture capabilities where the AI will basically tell you what it is, and get yourself a food scale. The more you understand about how the nutrition works and like the volumes of food and weighing your food and everything, the easier it gets as you go through the process further and further. Month 4, consistency. Get all of this stuff rolling together. Start getting your food prepped. Start getting bulk cooking going, Look at cooking large quantities of protein, large quantities of carbohydrates. Really explore the nuances of your diet. Finding out what you can eat, what sits in your stomach well. And you should also be eliminating most of the prepackaged and diet foods at this point. Not diet, snack foods. Get more fruit in your house, put it on the counter, get water on the counter. It's important to have these things accessible, ready for you to eat, so you're not standing there making time for decisions. The choice is simple. You eat the simple choice. And fruit is like candy, man. Once you eliminate the sugar out of your diet like that, you'll so much appreciate having fresh fruit or even frozen fruit. Month 5. Month 5's tough. This is usually where your fat loss on the scale kind of stalls a bit. And the main reason is because you're building muscle. If you've been consistent with your food, consistent with your exercise, and starting to get consistent with your sleep, month 5, month 6 is going to be recomp. It's where you're going to end up not seeing so much movement on the scale, but your clothes are going to start fitting better. What's happening is you're basically building more muscle at the same time that you're losing the fat. That's a good sign. It's often what's going to happen for a lot of this journey. Month 6, this is progress month. Take some photos. Look at your exercise. Look at your diet. If you've been tracking those things, go back through it. Make some new goals. Month 6 is the look back and reset. Try and find any issues that you may have had in the past 6 months that are stopping you from progressing a little further. If you've been going pretty good at your exercise and your diet, you might want to take a little 2-3 week break from exercising heavy or at the volume you've been exercising. Give your body just a touch of a break and then rinse and repeat. Just keep going, keep refining the processes, keep researching the little things. Understanding how carbohydrates, fats, proteins, the energy of the food is broken down and used in your body. Understand how one is prioritized over the other if you're ingesting a lot of it. And just concentrate on whole foods. Whole foods will help you more than anything in the nutrition aspect. They're dense, high value, and in most cases, lower cost. Yes, protein is going to be the most expensive part of your nutrition, but if you focus on things like rice, potatoes, root vegetables, those are inexpensive for the volume of food it is. And you don't have to totally cut yourself off from sweets. You have to understand that food is part of our psyche. It's the thing that really drives us. A lot of us have food issues or food addictions. Obviously, having treats is satisfying to the dopamine part of your brain, but you really need to start reducing the intake. I still eat chocolate, I still have muffins, but I understand that I can do that maybe once, twice a week if I want. Again, I'm just cutting down a little bit more, not planning on stepping on stage or anything like that, but I do want to lose about another 10-15 pounds just to get right lean, because I'm almost there. And that way too, by reducing all of the fat on my body or getting below 10%, I'll be able to build more muscle and not pack on as much fat after. But journeys like this are self-growth. You learn so much about yourself. You just want to keep improving. You find the things that aren't working, and you just keep looking at the things that you can do in order to improve that. It's a beautiful feeling. Being 54 and being this fit, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I got to put the work in, but the work is fun. I love going to the gym. I love eating the way that I eat. I love being able to have the treats when I want to have them, because I designed my life around that. And that's what you do in a journey like this. If you're in your 45s, 50s, whatever, like in that age range, and you want to do it, man, just do it. You'll improve your life so much. And you're just going to be so much more physically capable of everything that you do. Your brain works differently, you're thinking on different levels, your vibration is increasing, you're operating at a higher frequency, you're surrounding yourself with people who are more in line with the things that you're in line with. And the fact that you take care of yourself speaks volumes even before you open your mouth. Being physically fit at this age range is rare. If you're over 50 and you look like this, it's rare. It's crazy rare. And I know that people who are fit and go to the gyms and the places where people who are fit go, they think it's normal. But again, if you go to a gym, you might be in the top 1% of the 1% of the people in 50 plus who are exercising regularly and taking care of their bodies to, have muscles and such. So get jacked. Do the work. Might take you a year, might take you 2, but after that, it's all fun and games, man. The work is always going to be the work, but it just becomes so much easier. All right, well, coming up on 30 here. So, again, share and follow with somebody who's tired of starting on Mondays, and let's get to 1K and go live.